welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking to you about your false friends in your fridge. So if you're trying to lose weight, these are actually the wrong things to be eating, even though we might think that they are the right things. So I'll get onto those in a second, but if you guys have been here before and have not done so already, or if you're new to my channel, then hello, my name is Holly. I talk about everything beauty, fashion and fitness related. So please click on the subscribe button right now. That would mean the absolute world to me, and just mean that you don't miss anything that will pop up in your social box just to show that I've posted. So let's get on with today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about, as I said, some foods that basically we think are really good for us when we're losing weight, and actually they tend not to be. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about are nuts. So one handful of nuts a day is really good for us, but any more than that, and they're actually super high calorie, so they're actually really high in calories. That basically means they're actually going to mean that you put on weight when you're eating them, or it's going to make sure that you don't lose weight. So you just need to kind of watch how many you're eating and just make sure that your calorie intake is as it should be. So just be careful and only keep it to one handful a day. Next, we're going to move on to green juices. So green juices obviously means they're healthy, right? Well, actually, if you shop by a lot of them, they have a lot of sugar. Some of them contain up to 25 grams, so that's 5 to 6 teaspoons in one serving. So that's actually going to help you not to lose weight, and it's actually going to make you put on weight because you're eating a lot of refined sugar. The way to do it is make sure you make your own. And you just add things like spinach and nice green bits in there. Just make it on your own, and then you know what everything is going in. Otherwise, read the label. Just make sure you read the label, because sometimes they can say we're super healthy and actually it's not. So be careful of that. Next thing are cereal or granola bars. So cereal's really good for you, especially if it's whole grain cereal, but actually when it's in a bar form, sometimes again they're really full of sugar. So they also contain sugar syrup, like glucose and high fructose corn syrup. So this means that it just travels through the body really quickly, and your body basically tries to digest it really fast. So that means in turn that there's actually cell damage as a result, and your immune system can be affected and your skin. So it's actually not a good thing to have really high levels of fructose and stuff like that, which is why people say even though you're eating fruit, you know, not to eat too much of it, because it can actually be detrimental to you if you're trying to lose weight. An alternative to having things like cereal or granola bars is just having a handful of almonds. Almonds are really naturally high in protein. By the way, I'm really sorry, we've actually got a few workmen here, so if you can hear any noises in the background, I'm really sorry. Anyway, so yeah, a handful of almonds. They're really high in protein and healthy fats, and they will keep you fuller for longer. So just have a handful of almonds in your bag ready, so if you're at work or whatever, or you're on the go, you've always got those to reach to, so that's great. The next thing is muesli. So you've all seen the muesli adverts, and they are in like the mountains, and everyone looks like they're having a great time, and they're all really slim or whatever, and you think, oh my gosh, they must be super healthy. Well, actually, you need to read the label, because some of them are not. So some of them, in fact a lot of them, have a lot of refined sugar in them. They have a lot of high sugar and salt in them. So the best way is actually to probably just make your own. It's super easy to do. You can just add a few oats, you can add some raisins and some nuts, and then you can again sweeten it up with almond milk, stuff like that, unsweetened. Just make your own, because honestly then you'll know what's going in it and you're not going to get tricked. Because sometimes you kind of think, why am I not losing weight? And actually then you look at yourself and you think, what have I been eating? And then when you read the labels, it's actually quite scary. Moving on to sushi. So sushi is one of my favourite things ever, and this really upset me. But basically, people often think that it's a healthy alternative to a sandwich, which, to be fair, we would probably think so, but actually is it? So when you actually look at it, the amount of protein and veg compared to the white rice serving is often minuscule, so you're actually getting little to no protein. You obviously are getting some, but you're getting very little protein in compared to your carbohydrates. So the best thing to do is to have a fist-sized portion of your meat or your fish or whatever, so you like your protein, and then have half a dining plate size of veg with it, and then have a cup, so like an espresso size cup mug, and fill that with brown rice, and then you can have that as a healthy alternative. It's just about preparation, but rather than leading yourself to go into the supermarkets and think, oh, I'm just going to grab something super healthy, let's grab some sushi, actually if you break it down, it's probably best to just prepare a little bit, and then you're going to get more, and you're going to feel fuller for longer, and you're also going to be losing weight, which is great. And then the final thing is low-fat yogurt. Although they say low-fat, they're actually really misleading misleading. So some of them can contain up to 8 teaspoons of sugar. So that's really, really high. What this then does is causes the body to release insulin, and that kind of tries to combat the quick rise of blood sugar. So insulin is actually what makes us kind of gain weight. So it's basically the fat storing hormone of the body. So that's really, really bad. So obviously you want to make sure your insulin levels don't rise too much, because that's what's going to make you gain more weight. So rather than having the low-fat yogurt options, try and go for something natural like Greek yogurt, and if you want it to be a bit sweeter, then just add some natural honey in there as well. That will really kind of, again, keep you fuller for the day, but also, well, for the morning, and also it'll be super, super tasty, but you know that you're not getting all of those 8 whatever teaspoons of sugar in there, because it's really, really sneaky how marketers do that. So now that I've told you what you can't have, or what you shouldn't necessarily be having, what should we be doing? So obviously keep eating healthily. That is definitely the way forwards. Definitely, I'd say read packages and labels and make sure that they are actually healthy, because a lot of them will say low fat this or healthy that, and actually when you break it down, they're really not that healthy. So definitely be checking out and making sure you're reading all the labels. Healthy calories are obviously better than junk food calories, but they're still calories, so you need to make sure that you're actually tracking them if you're trying to lose weight. They're still a calorie, and you still need to count them in your daily intake. And there's always, remember as well, there's kind of sometimes there can be too much of a good thing. So you might think that by eating a shed load of fruit that you're going to lose loads of weight, and like I said with the fructose and stuff, it doesn't necessarily work. So if you guys are finding that you're trying to lose weight and you're actually piling on the pounds and you don't know why because you think you're eating healthily, I really hope that some of these tips have kind of helped you just to look at your diet and maybe read into what you're actually eating, and just try and make some stuff at home. It's often cheaper, and it will last you a lot longer as well. So be sure to comment below if you guys have tried anything that you've made out of this little list that I put together. My details of how to contact me on social media are below, so be sure to post me pictures if you try and do any DIY home healthy snacks. And in the meantime, as I said before, please click on the subscribe button. That would mean the absolute world to me, and just mean that you don't miss anything that I post, and I will see you guys in a few days' time in my next video. Bye guys! Which we'll see in a second. So this kind of shows you the overall sort of plan of my room. As you can see, that really random storage box just looks a bit weird. So I'm thinking it's super light and airy, and I just want to make it look really nice and homey.